it's official. James Bradberry has been cut. Now let's see if Howie Vision can pull this off. Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. And speaking of it being Mother's Day yesterday, the New York Giants just cut James Bradberry, and I know that they're worried that he's going to come to their daddy, the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, we're the Giants' daddy. So we're going to get into it in a second because I think the Bradberry, him being cut, if for some reason somehow the Eagles could somehow find a way to get him, that could be huge, okay? Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, I got to say, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for Eagles content daily, NFL content daily. You don't want to miss it. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double moonwalk check that you're still subscribed because YouTube acts a little gagoots. So I don't know why people get unsubscribed, but it happens. Now, James Bradberry was just cut. He was just cut by the Giants. And look, we all knew it was coming, right? The Giants, they needed cap relief. They're going to save about $10 million in cap space. And the Eagles have a giant hole. A giant hole at the cornerback position. Really, the corner and the safety position probably right now are the Eagles' two biggest needs, okay, on this team. And I don't know that I see them signing two guys, but I do think that it's probably realistic that they're going to bring in a corner. Maybe somebody like Xavier Rhodes or somebody like that. That's probably the cheaper, maybe even safer pick in some regards. However, with James Bradberry being cut and the Eagles having such a hole at that cornerback position, to me, he is the best possible guy that you can bring in. And let me tell you, James Bradberry, he was a Pro Bowler in 2020, okay? He's had good years before. He's still only 28 years old. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's 28 years old, okay? I think Bradberry has a few good years left in him, no question about it. And if he came to the Eagles, we would not be asking him to be the number one corner. We would be asking him to be the number two corner. Now, close your eyes and think about this. Now, as your eyes are closed, I know you probably see Denzel Washington because that's what I look like. But, it is what it is. But don't think about my handsomeness. Think about the Eagles roster. And think about if you were to add James Bradberry, think about your top three corners. You'd have Slay and Bradberry on the outside, and then a very good slot corner in Avonte Maddox. That is a formidable crew, okay? This, in my opinion, would be an upgrade from last year when we got Steven Nelson, okay? Steven Nelson, I thought, was decent. I thought he did a pretty good job. I think Bradberry would be an upgrade for him. So you could dramatically change your corner spot here. If I could bring James Bradberry in, and if I'm Howie Roseman, this has got to be my play. Okay, now I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to do it, right? Just because I'm putting this out there, we're talking about it for two reasons. One, the Eagles have a giant hole at the cornerback position, and two, we've already heard and read reports that have been out there for about a week now that the Eagles, along with the Washington no-names, now they're called the Commanders, that's a stupid name, but that they both would aggressively pursue him. So this is why we have to talk about this. To me, when I look at all the free agent corners that are out there, Hayden and Xavier Rhodes, all those guys, I think Bradberry is the better corner. And like I said, you're not bringing him in to be your first corner, your cornerback number one. You're bringing him in to play opposite of Darius Slay. Now, what this is going to also do for the Eagles is that I think it gives them, it kind of takes the pressure to have to go out and try to get a safety too. I think Epps can hold it down for 1 year. I think with a guy like James Bradberry, I think Epps could play safety for 1 year and we could get by, okay? And then look, if they want to go out and get a safety, I have no problem with it. You know what I mean? Hell, I'll drink to that. Pinky up. You gotta have your pinky up because that means you got class. If you don't believe me, ask John Gotti. You know what I'm saying? But I think that James Bradberry is the play here. The question is going to be how much money does he want? How much money is he going to get? On the market, because he's going to be a free agent. I'm sure there's going to be more than just the Eagles and Washington that want to go out and get this guy. So I don't know if the Eagles can afford him. I have no idea. But my sales pitch, if I was Howie Roseman, would be, listen, we're building something here. We got young players, we got talented players, and we've improved our defensive line. We've improved our linebacking position. Our offense is a lot better. We have one of the best offensive lines in football, best receiving corps in football. We got a good running game, and you would not have to have all the pressure that you had in New York because we have Darius Slay. I would sell him on that. I would also say, listen, the Giants did you wrong. They did you wrong, right? Come play with us. We whip on them twice a year. We beat their ass twice a year. Double moonwalk that ass. So, maybe they get a game here or there. It happens every so often that we get a split. But most of the time, we double moonwalk the ass. So, maybe that'll work as a pitch. Now, I think the Eagles have become an attractive destination if you're in the NFL. I definitely believe it because I think that if you look at this offense, it's really good. The defense is much improved. And there's a lot of people, despite what you may hear out there, that think Jalen Hurts is going to be a good quarterback in this league for a long time. Maybe whether he is or he isn't, we'll see. But a lot of people feel like that. I think that James Bradberry has to be the play here. I do. You got to make an attempt. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get him. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But, it's a perfect fit in that you need a cornerback number 2. You got to get another corner. And then, hey, he needs a place to go. So I think it works out. I know there's a lot of people who are saying, listen, let's give the young guys a chance. Let's let the young guys play. And I'm okay with letting the young guys play. And they could even start. But just beat them out. If you bring a Bradberry or Xavier Rhodes or whoever it is, just let the young guys beat them out in training camp. And if they beat them out, you want to give them the starting job, I'm all for it. But don't assume that these young guys are just going to come in and be good. We don't know yet. We don't know how they're going to be. So I say, go out and get a guy who's going to be your second corner. It would be a smart move. Will the Eagles do it? I don't know. I know Bradberry and Rivera played in Washington. That may be an advantage for Washington. Although I like the Eagles are also a little better. I heard the Raiders could possibly be interested in him. He's going to get a lot of attention because really he's a guy that could come in and start right away. And we're talking about it's what? June now? It's not June, it's May. I'm sorry, I'm off. But, it's May now. Free agency is pretty much over. And if you can get a guy like this right now, I think it's a steal. So I hope the Eagles make a play to go out and get James Bradberry. It would be very, very smart. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is the schedule. As you guys know, the schedule comes out later this week, and it's already being leaked out. Things are already being leaked out, and I absolutely hate it. I hate it. Like, what's the point in making this big deal about the schedule release when we start hearing who the Eagles are going to play and what the schedules are beforehand? Just keep it all in until, you release it at, 8 p.m. Eastern or whatever it's going to be on Thursday. Just do it that way, because I hate this. I hate this whole early releases. But we did find out that the Eagles, it sounds like, will be hosting their home opener, will be week 2 Monday night against the Minnesota Vikings. To me, I wanted the home opener to be versus Washington in Philly with Carson Wentz coming in. That would have been way more interesting. But The NFL did this last year too. Remember, you had the Eagles supposedly, quote, tanked the last game. Giants didn't get in the playoffs. Giants were all mad at us. They hated us. They wanted to play us early on the season. And we didn't wind up playing them until like November or something for the first time. Well, by that time, the Giants were already way out of it. Any rivalry or bad blood that had built up from the end of that season, and the Eagles losing to Washington, it kind of was pointless at that point. I want the Eagles to play Carson Wentz early. Maybe it'll be week 1, I don't know, but it won't be at home. And I thought it would have been much better if they did that. But the Eagles are going to play Minnesota. And look, Minnesota's got some talent. I'm not a Kirk Cousins guy, but they got talent, Justin Jefferson and stuff, so it should be interesting. Now, I will say this. History sometimes can repeat itself, right? A lot of people are saying that a lot of what the Eagles have done reminds them of 2017. It doesn't really remind me of 2017 because I think the Eagles have focused a lot more on the younger talent than they did in 2017. But if you go back to 2004, the year the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, week 2, the Eagles played, I believe it was a Monday night game, Monday night or Sunday night. I can't remember which one, but it was a primetime night game. I think it was Monday night. It was the Eagles and Minnesota and Philly. It was dubbed as Randy Moss versus Terrell Owens, right? And there was all yapping on the sideline. Moss saying he's the best. Owens is saying he's the best. And Terrell Owens went out and he tore Minnesota up. So I guess it's a repeat of history. If that's the case, then hey, maybe we're going back to the Super Bowl. Because the last time we played Minnesota, week 2 on Monday night, that was 2004. And I guess the one bad thing is I guess it's going to be Justin Jefferson versus Jalen Reagor, which you know how bad that is. Actually, I don't even think Reagor will be on this team by the time the season starts. I got to think that the Eagles are going to move on from Jalen Reagor. I mean, I got to think that they're going to. I just can't see how this team would keep him as like the 5th wide receiver when they're paying him all that money. If they do keep him, what I'm afraid of is they're going to try to use him so they can justify paying him what they're paying him, taking away snaps from guys like Quez Watkins and Pascal and things like that. So I think they try to trade him, and if that don't work, I think they're going to cut him and they eat the dead cap space. I mean, hell, they ate, $35 million for Carson Wentz last year? So why not do it for Reagor and get him the hell off the team? That's what I say. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat, and it is Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Once again, let me say thank you to each and every one of you guys for all the support you give me. We hit 40,000. I'm appreciative and I'm humbled, and I'm just honored that you would watch these videos. I know I look like Denzel, but you listen anyways. And to me, I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yesterday I went to Chick-fil-A. There was a sign on the window. It said, closed on Sundays, but also because we're out of chickens. And this is due to the fact that we have a chicken shortage nationwide because Cowboy fans are sacrificing chickens at unbelievable rates. Mark Holmes has a chicken coop with chickens and he ran out. They're scared. As soon as they saw A.J. Brown come to Philly, bing, bang, bang, boom. That's why Mark Holmes is making a bunch of videos about me. He's scared. And you know what? We're going to keep working. We're going to keep taking it to the Cowboys one step at a time. Double moonwalking them every day. This season. When they choke in December, as they always do. 14 seconds. You run a quarterback draw with no timeouts. That's genius. You gotta love that team. They stink. With that said, Denzel Washington, out.